Again, the Taoiseach deflects completely and does not answer the question about Michael Lowry and doing business with him. Michael Lowry, who, as I said, was found by a tribunal to have received payments in the order of at least $180,000 from somebody who he gave a mobile phone licence to and who's now a multi-billionaire. You don't get more corrupt than that, and you've no qualms. Taoiseach's questions has been halved. Hundreds of Taoiseach's questions won't be asked. Personally, for example, in that slot, I've raised repeal when nobody else in this Dáil was interested. I've raised trans healthcare. I've raised, many other topics that there's no way any of your backbenchers are going to ask you about. And we heard a lot about the terrible plight of the lonely backbencher. My heart was bleeding until I remembered that these backbenchers have direct access and an inside track to ministers. They frequently organise meetings in constituencies with ministers to which they do not invite opposition TDs. So the idea that they're in this terrible position, they can speak at any time should they choose to. And I want to finish by saying that this is in line, Count Corla, with anti-democratic measures that parliaments are taking across Europe, using their majorities to cut across the right to protest, to cut across democratic rights. They're doing it in the UK today, cutting welfare rights.
Thank you. Time is up, Deputy Taoiseach, to respond.
Could I just say that Minister Harkin, Minister Grealish, Minister Kenny, Deputies O'Toole, Deputy Heenan, Deputy Nolan and Deputy McGrath, Matthew McGrath, who have voted against the government, by the way, and Deputy Lowry. But I just make the point: the only name that comes from you is Deputy Lowry, not the others. And I think there's a problem there. And the problem is this: that we need as a Dáil to respect the mandate of every deputy in this House. And what I've witnessed over the last while is a very deliberate attempt to undermine the rights of certain independents. And there's other independents, by the way. Other independents need to be facilitated as well, in my view. And that was part of what was meant to be the facilitation, non-aligned TDs. And by the way, many opposition TDs come to meet me on different issues, or they'll raise issues with me. I'll always try and respond, as do ministers. We've always had that tradition in the House, where we try to respond to issues that people will raise with us. And I respect the mandate. People are elected here.
Thank you,
but again, I come back to the most fundamental obligation after a general election is to form a government. I take that seriously. And along with the Taoiseach, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael party, we're short the requisite majority to form a government that could last 4 to 5 years. That's the genesis of this, in terms of the regional independent group wanting to